This is the final week of the climate change program, COP26, and we have the former president of the U.S., Barack Obama, speaking right now.
People were being affected in very specific and immediate ways, and tragic ways. And so it put images and faces and emotions and moral authority behind the efforts to form the Paris Accords. It was a reminder that in many ways our islands are the canary in the coal mine in this situation, that they are sending a message now that if we don't act, and act boldly, it's going to be too late. And it also highlighted the fact that this is not something that's 10 or 20 or 30 years down the road. This is now, and we have to act now to help with adaptation and resilience, which I know is a theme of COP26 today. So I genuinely think we would not have gotten as ambitious an agreement in Paris had it not been for the willingness and the capacity of island nations to step up and be heard. And for that, we want to thank you. But I also think that it's important for us to recognize that, as was true 5 years ago, we have not done enough, and our islands are threatened more than ever. And that's part of the reason why I'm so proud of the fact that the U.S. government and Joe Biden is giving the issue the attention that it deserves. His commitment to provide an additional $3 billion to extend a hand and support those who are most vulnerable to the impact of climate change, including islands, can make a difference. That's a substantial increase in support. It's an investment in our common humanity. It's an essential piece of the work that's being done here in Glasgow. And I think it is representative of an essential element of anything that we're going to do collectively on the climate crisis, a recognition that all of us have a part to play, all of us have work to do, all of us have sacrifices to make, but those of us who live in big, wealthy nations, those of us who help to precipitate the problem, we have an added burden to make sure that we are working with and helping and assisting those who are less responsible and less able, but are more vulnerable to this oncoming crisis. Also, as a Hawaiian and as American, I was proud to see the Biden administration embrace the local 2030 island network. Through this initiative, U.S. islands like Hawaii, Guam, and Puerto Rico will connect with island nations and islands around the world as they take the lead in pursuing sustainable development and adapting to climate change. Initiatives like these help provide badly needed resources, but they also forge connections. And by sharing best practices and forging a unity of purpose, they offer a model of what's needed around the world if we're going to make sure that the promises in Paris and the promises that are made here in Glasgow are actually kept, and that we are continually increasing ambition until we get a full handle on this problem. I'll close just by saying there's an old Hawaiian proverb, pupukahi I holumua. That's roughly translated into unite to move forward. It's a reminder that if you want to paddle a canoe, you better all be rowing in the same direction and at the same time. Every oar has to move in unison. That's the only way that you move forward. And that's the kind of spirit that we need to protect our island resources. That's the kind of spirit we need to protect our people. It's a different mindset. It's an open spirit, and that's what all of you bring to bear in this discussion. Some of you are small countries, don't have large populations, but you got a lot of heart. and you are protectors and preservers of what is a vital link for all humanity to this planet. Your voice has to be heard, and I'm glad you're here representing those nations and making sure that the rest of the world is listening. All right?
Thank you, President Obama.